All right, podcast community, welcome back. This is Three Questions Podcast, episode number 95. Let's get into these three questions. This one's going to be about business. So here we go. Number one, what is the difference between being busy and actually building something that compounds over time? Number two, what is one uncomfortable business decision you avoided early on that once you made it changed everything? Number three, if someone is talented but inconsistent, what is usually missing? Discipline, clarity, or identity, and how do you fix it? Let's hit the intro and we'll get into these in just a minute. All right, Three Questions Podcast. My name's Cam. I am the owner, founder of CK Collective. CK Collective started out as a business coaching program during COVID. I got laid off. I was a global new business director working with big brands, big companies like Nike, Louis Vuitton, VH1, Air Jordan, Delta, TJ Maxx, Microsoft, Uber, Oracle, and I had a great time. So obviously COVID happened, decimated the advertising industry. I started freelancing and opened up my own agency. I was executing and working on sales and marketing plans for agencies and other entrepreneurs. Started mentoring a lot of agency owners, a lot of business owners, a lot of people starting their own thing also during COVID, teaching them the way of new business. And then it also got into a little bit of personal tactics as well. A lot of my business owners, entrepreneurs were going through relationship issues. I had just finished working with 3 different mentors over that entire year. That was a great thing for me. And I began to also mentor a lot of the agency owners on personal tactics, navigating relationships. And now that I've been putting content out on the internet, it's been going really, really well. So fascinating things. I've been doing CK Collective for 6 years on and off as I've had to go away and work on other projects. But my podcast is something that I have worked on here and there. And I am not taking enough time. It is one of my big things this year. I do want to schedule out more time to podcast, more time to share cool, innovative ideas, and really put together some fascinating things for y'all. Okay, so let's hop into the business questions. Question number one, and I will pull up my timer. Da, da, da. Okay, question number one. What is the difference between being busy and actually building something that compounds over time? So I love this question. And I think we live in a very, very busy world today, but being busy is just an excuse, in my opinion. We make time for the things that we care the most about. I make time to work on my business, but I don't make a lot of time to work on and produce episodes for this podcast. It actually doesn't even require that much work. I have a 4K camera, I set it up on Zoom, I have a microphone, and then I record, then it saves to my computer. I drag it into CapCut, make a few edits, intro, outro, some music, save it, export it as a video file, audio file. I upload it to Buzzsprout and or YouTube, and it doesn't take that long at all. That whole process sounds like it takes a lot, really doesn't. I have ChatGPT write my description based upon a template that I've saved in my notes. Boom, copy, boom, paste, reformat, press upload, it's good to go. And then it pushes it to all these other different platforms. Here we are. So the difference between being busy and actually building something that compounds over time, it's just that. If you want to build anything, you have to build it over time. You are not going to build something that absolutely goes viral and wild overnight. These things take time, at least for me, in my experience. I have never built something that has completely changed my life overnight. I've built things that have changed my life over a long period of time. And for me, consistency and the compound effect are the only things that allow me to do that. If I continue to podcast for the next 4 or 5 years doing TQP, I'll likely get bigger people on the podcast. I'll likely have a bigger reach, maybe make a name for myself. I don't know. If I continue to do mentoring and teaching people business stuff, working with people on relationship stuff, I'm probably going to get more followers on the internet. Excuse me. Okay. These things have to compound over time. So the difference between being busy is an excuse. And then building something that compounds over time, that's awesome. You are building something on yourself. There's no one that I told that I was going to get up today at 6 a.m. and make 2 podcasts. But if I told people that I'm busy, now I'm just making an excuse for other people. What is that? It's undefined. So the difference between being busy and actually building something that compounds over time is definition. You're not defining what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're building over time. And if you're spending more time telling people what you're doing rather than doing the thing, guess what? You ain't building anything, right? You're just building excuses. You're just building words. You're just using up oxygen. That to me is always the thing. And that's one of my pet peeves is when people tell me they are quote unquote busy. Hey, I'm just a little busy right now. Awesome. Sounds like you're not really being organized either, right? Get back to me when you want to talk, okay? Hey, you're busy. No, you're just choosing not to do this thing, okay? So I don't like excuses. I think excuses are like assholes. Everybody has one and they all stink, okay? Anyways, that's the difference between being busy and actually building something that compounds over time is it takes time. It doesn't take time to tell someone that you're busy. Okay. Anyways, let's hop into the next one. Question number two, episode 95. What is one uncomfortable business decision you avoided early on that once you made it changed everything? Oh, this is a tough one. I have built two businesses with friends, actually three businesses with friends before. And the uncomfortable business decision that I made early on to myself was that this is probably not going to work out and I am going to lose a friend. I reluctantly did this in my early 20s. We built a business that I think we sold $1 million. It was a CrossFit travel company, and we built these amazing epic tours. And me and a former best friend really spent a lot of time. I was a creative part behind it, building the website, doing the trips, figuring out all of the marketing and the social media, and was very, very good at that. Customer interactions, very, very good at that. And my business partner, he was the finances, the logistics. He was also very good at doing that. However, my relationship at that point was a big turning point into what was going on, and it made it more challenging than it needed to. I also involved my girlfriend at that time in the business, and it became very messy. And I think after the first year or two, I started noticing that this is not going to get better. Both my relationship, because I involved her in the business, and my business partner, him and I were butting heads, and we were butting heads because my girlfriend was going to him about problems within our relationship. And excuse me, I decided early on that this was probably not going to go my way in either of those things, either with my best friend and also that relationship. And I just decided that I was going to ride it out. Eventually, both of those things came to a screeching halt. The relationship first, shortly after a week or two, I decided to leave the company. And my business partner was like, "Oh, I'll pay you out this amount of money." Never did. And we never spoke again. Okay. Didn't get it in writing. I just accepted it for what it was. And I knew early on that I wasn't done as an entrepreneur, but I learned a very, very important and valuable lesson that working with friends, especially working on a business with your girlfriend, is not a good idea. And then having your best friend as your business partner and owning 50% of the company, but not having everything in writing about all of the checks and balances was also going to be a bad idea. Fast forward, what was that? 7, 8, 9 years later, I recently got into another business with a friend, and we had everything buttoned up. He had built a successful business before, and I felt good about it. Reluctant, but felt good about it. We ended up having a lot of differences in the amount of work that either one of us was putting into the business. I decided that I had had enough, and my business partner was not doing enough work, right? At all. He had done zero work pretty much for an entire calendar year and had a lot of excuses. And I decided very calmly and curtly, I said, I can't do this, right? Either you can leave the company or I will. And I gave him an ultimatum. He decided to leave the company because he recognized I put in a lot of work, asked to be paid out a certain dollar amount. I said, okay. And we more or less professionally, amicably parted ways. But once again, I lost a friend, and that was very, very tough. So, what's one uncomfortable business decision that I avoided early on was getting involved in a business with my friends. But once I decided that I couldn't be in business with a friend, it did change everything, right? My creativity came through. My business ideas got better. There was less red tape, and that's really what changed everything for me. So if you're listening to this, I would recommend not working with a friend, but if you need to, just be aware that that is a lesson you will have or you can experience. Okay. Question number 3. Excuse me, coughing this morning. If someone is talented but inconsistent, what is usually missing? Is it discipline, clarity, identity, and how do you fix it? It's consistency, right? If someone is talented but inconsistent, I don't want them on my team. If you can't put in the work day in and day out, if you can't improve one thing for one of your businesses each and every single day, sorry, I don't want you on my team. If you can't post a story, if you can't have an idea, if you can't send an email, if you can't improve something on the website, if you can't make a blog, if you can't record a podcast, if you can't drop a business card, right? If you can't DM someone on social media or go and leave some comments on other people's posts, anything. If you can't be inconsistent in the smallest ways, how can I trust you to be consistent with the big changes? Okay. If you're talented but inconsistent, it's you're missing everything. You're missing discipline. You are missing clarity. You don't know what your identity is, and you don't know what your end goal is. I don't even need those things. Those things are tertiary qualities of a person. If you can be one thing in life, just be consistent. I don't care if you are consistently dog shit. I would rather hire the guy that sucks and really doesn't have a whole lot of talent, but at least he's consistent. If you can show up every single day, if you can go to the gym every single day, if you can read 10 pages every single day, if you can meditate every single day, if you can go for a jog, if you can go for a walk, if you can eat healthy day after day, that's what I want. I don't want the guy that can eat healthy 4 out of 7 days in the week. I don't want the guy that only goes to the gym, 5 or 6 days one week, but then only 1 or 2 the next. I'd rather take the guy that goes to the gym 3 times a week, every single week for 10 years. Give me the guy that is consistent. That is the number one quality that I look for in clients. That's what I preach to my clients. That's what I want my entrepreneurs to do. That's what I want every business owner to do is just get up, put the cape on, do one thing for your business per day. If you have multiple businesses, awesome. I have multiple businesses, my supplement company, my apparel company, CK Collective. I get it. I get it. That's a lot, but I pretty much do one thing that moves every single one of my businesses forward every single day, right? I wish I could sit here and work on my businesses all day, every day. Don't have time to do that. Some days you're right. I don't do that one thing for that one business to move it ahead. I don't post a story. I don't make a new product. I don't do outreach. Sure. Majority of the days of the week though, I have. And I have for several years now. And that is why my businesses continue to grow, is I have that level of consistency. How do you fix it? Drop everything else. Stop talking about your talent. Stop talking about how great you are or what you've done in the past. Show me your consistency now. Show me your leadership capabilities, right? Show me that you can consistently do anything. If you consistently can sweep the floors, I'm going to hire you to become a cashier. If you can consistently show up and be a good cashier, I'm probably going to make you a manager. If you can show up and become a manager, I'm probably going to make you a branch supervisor, right? These kinds of things consistently over time. Awesome. If you can show me that you can ask a question, shut up, listen, learn, improve, whatever, right? Show me that you can do those things consistently, you will have better results. Most people in today's world in America, they're not consistent. Everyone wants overnight success. Everyone wants a quick road out. Everyone wants the easy button. No one's willing to just put the work in silence, whether people are watching, waiting, listening, buying, or not. You're not consistently working on your businesses, and that's your problem. It's consistency. First and foremost, I promise you. Okay. I don't want to beat that one to a dead horse, and we can kind of end this a little early, but this is Three Questions Podcast. My website is ckcollective.us. If you want to work with me, build your business, heal a relationship, rewire your mindset, get the tactics and the tools to allow you to be consistent and to build something that you're proud of, you come work with me. That's why I like to work with clients over a 3-month period. Show me if you can be consistent over 3 months. I will show you a new version of yourself. People that come in for less than that, I'm just not interested in it. It's one of those things where I've had a lot of clients recently sign up for the 1-month package and they barely made any progress. The progress comes after you've identified your story, after you've identified what's next for you. So I might be changing some things around. I keep thinking that way. It's really feeling that way. But yeah, for now, this is Three Questions Podcast. Please submit questions. I'd love to have you on as a guest if that is something you're interested in. Okay. And I appreciate you guys all for listening. Please leave a review. And yeah, shoot me a DM if you're enjoying these. And thank you very much for listening. I'll see you guys in episode number 96 very soon. See you in the next one. Peace.